It's time for a trial, baby. So, is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Toko's not here. Uh-oh. Toko is... Really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Oh god. And just like you said, a few minutes later, he reappeared dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. She's so triggered. You're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. Rippity dippity. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Gee, I wonder. Let's go, baby. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. Sorry, I was AFK for a sec. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay, then. Let's get this show on the road.
thrills,
Everyone,
chills,
please find your
thrills.
assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Lots of deadly shit. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Do you want to save? Yeah, brother. Oh, let me set skills. The only one I have is this one still. Increases damage to opponents when statements are destroyed, effective during bullet time battle. I don't have any other skills, but I've got 5 bonus skill points. Finish. Dung, dung, dung.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But
Dude, we already
if
did
you
one.
get the
You don't have to
wrong
explain it
one,
again.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Dude, the music slaps during the trials. So good. Pretty sure it's the dumbbell. Safe bet.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
There it is.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
It's not an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Or Chihiro.
I think I'm supposed to shoot the dumbbell at the iron pipe. Not the what could it have
Chihiro's fatal
been.
injury. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Meow.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Well, that was an easy start.
Looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is
No, he's
already
jumping right in, baby.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Woo! Can't escape tutorials. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So take careful aim when you have your silencer out. ... Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case you can forget about it and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well, I'm not on gentle, baby. I'm on mean. Alright, what do we got? The case file, the desk lamp, and the dumbbell.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you get time if you hit
That's
him.
impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
Lol. Alright, I gotta shoot the case file. The evidence that showed Genocide Jack is related to the case. It has to be.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
The white
Why?
noise isn't
What
white.
makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey,
What?
So, speaking of
It was
Genocide
totally out of the
Jack,
way, dude.
I don't know who that is!
Shit.
The culprit is Genocide. Case closed, as far as I'm
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
There you go.
No, that's wrong.
Can't bait me that hard.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide
Celeste
Jack
is just
case in
chilling off to the
exceeding detail.
side.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case.
I think there's
The
three,
first
but
is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
not quite there.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. How they're positioned. They're all strung up, baby.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Ooh. He goes in.
Genocide Jack's true identity.
He
is
doesn't give a
Toko
shit.
Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember?
Bloodophobia.
What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? Is this gonna be the word search thing? Hangman's Gambit. Schizo. Right? Where's the O? Give me an O. Got it.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
Dude,
Toko's strange
he's going
behavior
in.
After seeing the body
Maybe I don't hate
is
him
proof
so much
enough that
after
she has
all.
a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. The fact that she freaked the fuck
I
out
got it.
in 2 different ways.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
That fucking face makes me so uncomfortable. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah! It makes me too uncomfortable. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she
Don't
regained
mistone
consciousness
me.
and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll just drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie.
She's getting blasted,
Right,
dude.
Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You
He's
came to
so
me with
ice
your
cold,
tragic
dude.
Little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Failed. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
But your efforts were useless.
Oof.
What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Oh, God.
Hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yes! What the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
That's big. Yikes.
Toko,
Holy shit.
what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Deeply uncomfortable.
Tense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then
JK lol.
it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
What a nut.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, As much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit! But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth!
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah! I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. It can't be that easy. Disc lamp body and the disappearing stain.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up. Shit, can I look at my... What does it say in the status of the body? Fatal injury was a blow to the head. The other one is desk lamp. And what's the third one in there? The disappearing stain. It's suspicious, but I don't think it fits any of the red ones. I think it's got to be the desk lamp or the status of the body.
That would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Might be
What
that.
more proof do we need?
What? Okay.
Give it up.
You killed her.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us?
Perhaps if you had an alibi. Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murder, the modus operandi matches completely.
I think it's this. Okay. Whew. I was not super sure about that one.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same?
No,
I'm
dude.
not so
All the ones
sure
in the
about
book
that.
were stabbed, not
I
bludgeoned.
think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
She makes me so nervous.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing
Right?
things.
See?
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same
Chihiro's
Italian
murder was
restaurant
Olive
started
Garden.
using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This
Hey,
is no
don't talk
creation
shit
of
about
mine.
Chef Boyardee. It's good.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
That's a metaphor.
Please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how it was suspended. Yeah, they're stabbed into the wall with scissors, not tied
Do you
there.
remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
She's so proud of herself.
Like I said,
It's
I'm
almost
a professional,
adorable.
so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Hell yeah, there's 3,
Mac?
dude.
Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't know?
They're all men, baby.
Who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it? I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro's a girl, baby.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
A Y chromosome. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shojigaku, 23. Kanawise, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Oh god, a whole bunch of names that are all men's names. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy
Oh
man
god,
now,
she's a
and the monkey
Fujoshi.
side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
She likes her food
Passion and
analogies.
conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Oh boy.
She's fully equipped.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Or people who read the police report.
That's why we
Bum,
figured it
bum,
had to be the real
bum.
deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. It's ya boy, the smuggiest boy.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened. hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Oh boy.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
You fucked up, boy.
Nothing strange about that.
We didn't know
I'd
who the
say.
victim was yet.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead.
He's
Share
about
with
to
the
be
rest of
not
the
so
class.
smug anymore. There's a clear contradiction in what Byaki had just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added. More new shit.